Okay, so welcome back to my channel, you guys. I am really excited for today's video because Mercier came out with her new honey powder, you guys. And funny enough, I'm not even lying to you guys, about a month or so ago, I was just sitting there thinking like, I love the Mercier powder, I love the translucent powder, and also the medium deep powder, but what if she came out with a yellow powder? All right. And 2 weeks ago, I believe Tremu came on Instagram and announced that Mercier was coming out with the honey powder, which is like a yellow shade, and I literally screamed. All right, so it finally came out. I only have the trial size because for some reason the full size is not in the Sephora's around me, and the one Sephora I did have was the only one that carried this powder, so I'm just like, what is going on? But of course, if I do love it, I will go ahead and purchase a full size online. So I am so excited to jump into this because I love yellow powders and I just want to see what it looks like on my skin. So if y'all are excited, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, and let's jump right into a video. All right, so let me go ahead and grab the powder, and this is what it looks like in the trial size. It has a different type of packaging. It's more so nude, but I do want to read the claims of this powder first before I do show you guys what it looks like. Now, before I go ahead and read the claims on the packaging, I do want to point out that if you tried the powder out before, I'm pretty sure you know how it works on the skin, but for those who haven't, I will still go ahead and read it. So on here, it says it's an iconic translucent loose setting powder that sets your makeup for 12 hours. It does have weightless wear with a matte finish. I do have oily skin, so I do love a matte finish. And it also says this no flashback formula creates a soft focus effect to blur the look of fine lines and imperfections without looking cakey. And I will say all of this is true. I love the Mercier powder. It's one of the best out there. So when the honey shade came out, you already know I had to go ahead and try it out. Now, before we do start, I do have foundation on my skin, but I do want to contour and apply concealer, of course. So let's go ahead and do that. I am going to go ahead and apply the Fenty Beauty Espresso matchsticks all around my face. And to blend it out, I'm using my e.l.f. Buff and Foundation brush. I'm going to take this all over. And I told you guys before, when it comes to blending out my contour, this is the best brush ever. I swear, it literally makes your skin just look airbrush. So super affordable, and I just think it's worth it. And you guys, can I tell y'all something really funny? So as I was reading the claims on the box, okay, as I was reading it, a huge spider was literally coming down in front of my face, okay? I literally screamed because this is the second time it's happened to me. Like, it's usually when I'm filming, I just see something coming down. I'm like, what is that? And it's a spider every time. And this one was big, y'all. So I ran, got my slippers, okay? I'm sorry if you love animals, y'all. I'm really sorry because I love animals too, all right? But spiders, like, all right, so now the skin is looking pretty bronzed on camera. So let's go ahead and move on to concealer. Of course, if you guys don't know already, my favorite concealer is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer in the shade MD22. Literally the best concealer I've ever tried in my whole entire life. And if you haven't tried it out, honestly, I am judging you because you're completely missing out. So this is the packaging, of course. I'm just gonna apply some onto the face, and like I mentioned before in my review video, a little bit does go a long way. And taking my good old sponge, I'm just gonna blend this into the skin. Okay, so time for the fun part. Of course, I do have the Mercier honey setting powder, and I will show you guys what it looks like up close as well. But it is actually a deep yellow powder. Hopefully it's focusing, but it is a deep yellow powder, you guys, because when I first heard about it, I just felt like it was gonna be, super light or ashy on the skin. But when I see it in person, I'm like, wow, like they actually did that. So I'm gonna pour some onto the back of the cap so that y'all can really see up close the color of the powder. Hopefully it doesn't spill, y'all, because if it spills at this point, I don't even know. But this is what it looks like right there, and I actually love this color. So let me go ahead and blend out the creases underneath the eyes first, because you don't want to set creases and whatnot. So I'm just gonna blend this out first. And when it comes to setting the under eye, what I typically do first is I press the powder into my skin first and then I bake on top. If you don't bake, you can just go ahead and set your skin. But of course, if you are, I love to set the area first and then bake. So I hope that makes sense. And it's just basically to make sure that it doesn't look cakey on the skin. So now that it's set, I'm going to take some of the powder and I'm just going to press it into the eyes first, or the under eyes. And even though the powder is super yellow when you first, look at it, when you put it onto the skin, it's not as dark, but I still love the shade because it's translucent, you guys. So as I'm putting it on, it's just blended into the skin. Like, it's not adding any extra color. It just blends really flawlessly. So I hope you guys are seeing this. And let me try it on the other side. So taking the powder again, I'm just going to take some onto the sponge and just press it into the skin. And I feel like the powders, like the Laura Mercier powders, are super soft, you guys. Like, the way it just melts into the skin is so crazy to me because y'all know I love, like, a lot of yellow powders out there. But this one is super light and airy on the skin. Like, you don't even, like, see it or anything like that. So far, I'm loving it. I'm just going to set the other parts of my face and then we'll bake on top. So now that I pressed the powder into the skin, y'all can see what it's looking like. I love her powder so much. Like, this is really beautiful on the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and bake on top and then let it sit for a couple minutes and then brush it off and show you guys what it looks like. All right, you guys, so this is the powder on my skin. What do you guys think? I think the shade is perfect because it's not too yellow, but it's not too light. It's like the perfect medium, and I just love the way, so far it's blended into the skin. And I just know for sure, I already tried the Laura Mercier powder before, so I know once I brush this off, it's gonna look super flawless, but I'm still gonna show you guys, what it looks like after the fact. But yeah, I'm gonna bake for a couple minutes. Of course, you guys know how this goes, and I'll be back to show you guys what it looks like after. Okay, so I'm back, and of course, let's go ahead and brush this off the face. I am ready to see what it looks like. So I'm just using, I couldn't talk for a second. I'm using my e.l.f. blush brush to brush this all off. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, y'all. Y'all. Okay, I'm pretty sure y'all see this, but it just looks so flawless underneath the eyes. And I just love the fact that even though it's a yellow powder, it's not adding too much color to your concealer. It literally adds a hint of yellow, but it still keeps the same color of your concealer. Like, this looks so beautiful on the skin. And let me do the other side as well. And like I'm telling y'all right now, my under eyes, like the concealer by itself is already beautiful, but with this powder, it just looks absolutely flawless. All right, so I'm just gonna come up close so y'all can see what this looks like up close and personal. Y'all, I don't know. Y'all know I love my Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder in the shade Kunafa. That is a beautiful powder. But something about the Laura Mercier powder is super lightweight. I mean, y'all know I get like this when I love makeup, but seriously, like, it looks beautiful. So yeah, you guys already know how I feel about it. But let me finish up the rest of my face and I'll be back to tell you guys my final thoughts. Okay, so I'm back, of course, and I'm not gonna drag this or make it like something dramatic. Y'all, you need this powder. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. You need this powder. If you love the Laura Mercier translucent powder or the medium deep powder, just know you're gonna love the honey powder because it gives you this flawless smooth base. And also what I love about it is it doesn't add any extra color onto the under eyes or wherever you set on your face. It just adds a hint of color, but it still keeps the same color of your concealer and all of that. So I think you need this. But I already know once I run out of the small one, I'm gonna go ahead and get the bigger size because I feel like this is gonna be my new favorite setting powder. So with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, but I do love you guys so much. Make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.